Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Carol here and I'm half of the Simblings, and today I'll be making a Dua Lipa sim. So let's get started. I'm using two reference pictures for this, face and hair on the left and outfit on the right. This is the outfit she wore for one of the segments of her Studio 2054 show. But I loved the outfits from that, but that was the only one I would be able to recreate. So this sim that we got is actually a pretty close face match structurally to Dua. First I'm gonna pick the correct skin tone. I picked one in the warms, and now I'm going to tweak the face a little bit. If you see, the structure is a little bit different, but not too different. She has a very defined jaw and a rounded chin. I really hate when Sims have like really small and narrow chins. I don't know why they do that. I like my Sims to look a little bit more realistic, even though the Max's Match style is kind of cartoonish, but I like them to look realistic. I'm going to tweak the mouth a little bit, but I'm going to change this later because this is not the right mouth for Dua. Because if you look at Dua's lips, she has a really rounded bottom lip and a more defined cupid's bow on top. I'm widening the nose. I always use this nose as a starter for some reason. I sometimes, depending on the sim I'm making, use different noses, but this is the one that for me is easier to mess around with. So you can see that the nose doesn't look like an exact match, mostly because of the EA skin, because it gives like a contour around the nose and stuff like that, but we're gonna change that later. Now I'm messing around with the eyes a bit. It doesn't look like it yet, but I think this is the correct eye shape, and my game was lagging a little bit when I was filming this, but I was just trying to get her eyes to look right. The mouth is still bothering me a lot, even though you can't really see Dua's face yet, and it's not going to be an exact match. But I'm still trying to find something with the correct cupid's bow and the correct bottom lip. There's not too many options, I think, for mouths and noses and eye shapes on Sims. I think you can download some, but I still haven't tried that kind of CC yet. I think this one is a little more close to Dua's actual mouth shape. Now, I just want the corners to be turned a little bit downwards, because all Sims look like they're smiling and that just feels a little odd. Okay, so eyebrows. I don't have an exact match for Dua's brows, but I think I have something close. She doesn't have very wide brows, but her brows are pretty bushy and they look really beautiful. So I could find something with the right width, but not like bushy enough, I think. So I went for these brows, but I had to change the rotation of the brow because or else she would look so angry. And that's not what we want. I fixed the arch a little bit because Dua has pretty straight brows. My own brows are a little bit arched, but I try to draw them pretty straight. And now I'm going for a face mask on the skin details. I really like this Chihuahua one. The one from Sim Mendy is really good too, but I'm going for this blend of a few of the Chihuahua and another ones because I think it's the closest to Dua's, and it has a little bit of texture on the face, which I really like. And for some eyelashes, because Dua has pretty full and defined lashes. See, now this looks a little more like her if you look at the eyes. It's starting to look a little bit more like Dua now. I'm still going to tweak the face a little more, but I kind of can't see it now, you know? Sim making is a process. I was trying to find the right nose mask. so the tip of her nose would look right, but the bridge is looking so tight. I think I need to widen it a little bit, because even with the face mask, it still looks like she has a really narrow nose on the bridge, and Dua has a pretty wide bridge. Now I think it looks more like her nose. Just tweaking a few things here and there to make sure it has a pretty close resemblance. The hair and the makeup are really going to make or break this sim. Honestly, I think the profile looks good too. Still tweaking the mouth, but now I think it looks good. I am constantly looking at the pictures. And now let's do some makeup. The two best things ever happened to this game were the MAC makeup kit and these sliders so we can choose opacity and brightness and even the hue, because I can get the right amount of brown that I want, and usually I only pick brown eyeshadows and get like the right amount of brown, and it's just gonna look really natural. Your face but better type of makeup. This MAC blush is really good. It has a little bit of contour too. Now you can see her face looking a little more natural. I really like this lip gloss kind of lip. And I think the makeup's done. Now we have to find a hair match for Dua. Now I was going to download the Future Nostalgia hair, but I couldn't. Something happened to TSR and I just couldn't download it. Now these two are pretty close matches. The first one I picked, I think I'm gonna go back to it. It's the closest match to the hair on the picture that I chose. The second one kind of reminded me of Dua in the New Rules era. This one also reminds me a little bit of New Rules. And this is the Future Nostalgia hair without the roots, I think. But like, she doesn't wear this hair on the Studio 2054 show, and I wanted a hair that was a match to that and a match to the picture that I chose. And Dua usually wears a middle part, and most of the hairs don't have a middle part, they have like a side part, and I wanted something that matched Dua's style specifically. So I'm just going to browse a few hairstyles. This isn't full enough. Dua has pretty full hair. She looks like she has a lot of hair. But the middle part is there. I think I'm gonna go back to the one that I chose originally, because that was really the closest match, honestly. See, this is full, but only on the bottom. Looking at it now, it looks pretty nice, but I think it needs to be a little more full at the top. Now this is like self-titled vibes. I like Future Nostalgia better than the self-titled album, honestly. And we're back to the first hair we chose. Sometimes the first pick is the right one, honestly. And now for the outfit. I know exactly which outfit I'm looking for, because when I was looking at the costumes from Studio 2054, I knew exactly which one I already had in my game. So I'm looking for a bodysuit, not actually a bodysuit, like a swimsuit type of sparkly bodysuit. It's a dark gray, this one. This is like a very, very close match to the one that she was wearing in that picture. And now she just needs fishnets and ankle boots. And I have the exact ankle boot that she wore at the show as CC, which I love. And I have downloaded that like a long time ago. I would have never thought I'd be making a Dua Lipa scene with those boots. I just need fishnet thighs now, and to get rid of the orange underwear. I really wanted to download the exact yellow bodysuit she wore like in the first performance of Don't Start Now, but I couldn't because DSR was down. I hope I can download it later, and then I'll update the sim before I upload it to the gallery. But I like this outfit too, to be honest. And now I'm gonna have the brilliant idea to change the color of the underwear. Oops, this is a very Superman vibe and not what we're going for. And then I go on underwear, because sometimes I'm actually pretty smart. And ta-da! Just a little bit of a black line on the outside. Looks like it's part of the bodysuit, so it's okay. Now I'm just gonna give Dua some meat on those legs, and she's ready. So this is my Dua Lipa sim. This is the finished result. I think it's a pretty close resemblance, but like in a Sims versus match kind of way. I really like how she turned out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play with her in my game, but I'm gonna upload her on the gallery, and I'm going to upload a full list of the CC I used on this sim on our Tumblr. We have a Tumblr account. It's the simblings.tumblr.com, so you can go and find all of our content there. I hope you guys liked this video. I really liked making it. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, click on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!